Let me get myself set up. You guys know that the first couple of minutes are chaos. Let me get myself set up. Oh God, I can hear myself on my laptop. Let me mute that. All right. Let's see if we get anybody, any takers. Hello? I'm gonna clean up my desk while I get people coming on. Cause sometimes it takes a really long time, you know, for people to get the notification, or just, you know, people have a life. A super short minute, last minute. God, I'm tired. I'm tired today. I chaperoned a field trip today for my son, and that was exhausting. Teachers definitely did not get paid enough, but I'm pretty sure my son's teacher only invited me because she wanted me to, like, get a feel for the classroom. So let me just finish. Okay, look, my desk is a mess today. Okay, that's just, it is what it is. Let me just get all my stuff, put it away. I'm trying to be more organized and not working out. So again, come on down. If you're in a frenzy like me, don't worry. The first couple minutes of live are usually, you know, just to chit chat or hear my chair creaking back and forth because I'm trying to clean up my mess of a desk. Why is my chair so creaky? All right, hold on. God, I have like a piece of popcorn out here. I don't even know how that got there. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, let's see if anybody's on. Hello. Oh, 10 people. Okay. Hey, Anita. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Deborah. Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, Terry, Jessica, Susan. Oh, Susan, you ain't got to tell me twice, girl. If you want to just listen, if you need some adult time conversation, this is the place for you, girl. Hello, everybody. Come on down to Crazy Town. I don't need that. Am I going to use yellow? No, I'm not. All right. And let me tell you guys, right? So this brand, this brand is legit. This brand of paint. If you ever need like the brightest yellows and like the brightest oranges without having to do several coats, that's the brand for you. But honestly, those are the only those and the red and the white are the only ones that I've gotten from them because they're very expensive. Here, we're gonna need some pinks. Okay, so I'm gonna do a palette prep with you guys, but let me just get rid of any colors that I don't need. First of all, how are you guys? I miss you. I haven't been on the live in a really long time. I told my husband today, like, I have to go live at some point because he's getting ready to leave for a hot minute, a really hot minute. He's gonna be gone for a little bit, so I am going to be solo parenting, and I will not be able to go live at all for a while. Yay, military life. Hello. Sin alcohol. Girl, if I drank alcohol, I would be taking a sip with you. Hello, Cindy. That's okay if you guys aren't painting. It doesn't have to be tonight. I know I mentioned it, but let me get up and grab it. Hold on, before I knock my coffee down. I put it down here on the floor while I cleaned my desk. Hold on. So I have a friend who is in the process of downsizing, and she has supported my art so much. I absolutely adore her. She has, not just because of that, obviously not because of that, because she's just genuinely a beautiful, fantastic person. But so anyway, she has bought a lot of my rocks over the years, and she actually asked me if I wanted any of them back. So I said, okay, yes, I would love to have some of my babies back. And the reason that I'm saying this is because this is one of the babies that made it back. So this has been living in a home for, I think, about has it been 2 or 3 years? I don't know. It's been a while. So this had a home. Okay, it's not a brand new painted rock. It's definitely before I started cleaning up my edges and stuff. And I used to sign my full name, not my DG. But anyway, it's not like I'm friggin' Picasso and you guys are, collecting a Rembrandt worth millions of dollars. But I will be doing a giveaway for that rock today. Well, not today, but if you guys are painting along, you already know the drill. You already know how my giveaways work if you've done a tutorial with me before. I'm going to kind of go at a semi, like, keep up the tempo type of pace tonight, okay? I'm going to start to grab my paints because it's been about 10 minutes probably by this point of Diana just blabbering on. So let me get started. Let me start getting my paints together so that I can work on this. Hold on. Where's my magenta? Hold up. Oh, it's over there. Okay, who else is here? Hello, Michelle. Tequila. When I used to drink tequila was my preference. That was my go-to. But Diana has developed allergies for everything, apparently, late into her life. So I developed an allergy for alcohol. And it's not like I'm choosing not to drink. I wish I could drink, girl, but I cannot. Coughing fits. We gotta get you some tea, some warm tea. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Elizabeth. Hello, Sarah. Oh no, Michelle, that's the worst. And then especially if they're getting sick from like the throw ups and stuff, girl. All right, so here we go. You guys ready? I am going to be doing a palette prep with you guys. Let me do that first. It's been a while. Let me shake my feathers off, my dust off. I will say that tomorrow my husband will also be home. So I will be going live, hopefully, cross your fingers, if I can get, I'm working on another piece that I've been super excited to finish. But I have not finished it yet because I had to go on that field trip today. And so I'm hoping to wake up early tomorrow to finish that and, share that with you guys so that I can do a little mini tutorial tomorrow too, because I was torn between doing sorry, I'm unclogging my thing in case you're just like, hello, where'd you go? What was I saying? I'm doing cherry blossoms tonight, but I really wanted to do pansies because I did see some just strikingly gorgeous ones. I am using, and honestly, I'm not going to give specific colors today. I'm not going to get too specific with anything. I'm just going to kind of instruct and go. Because again, you already know the deal. What I preach about all the time is you don't have to have the exact same paints, exact same colors that I have. Excuse me, that's not necessary. As long as you have like similar-ish colors. I am going to use this alizarin crimson hue. It's kind of like a cherry red. I'm going to grab some of this. I really hate the Liquitex medium magenta. I don't know why. Pink is my absolute favorite color, so I'm very, very picky about it. And this is actually my favorite magenta, okay? The acrylic shots from, I'm not even trying to blow smoke up her butt, but this is legit my favorite. Because look, this one is like the perfect rosy pink, right? And then you have this one, which is like, what is this? It's just not the prettiest. It's kind of like grayish, dull looking. I don't really like this. I don't vibe with this one. And then it gets clogged too on top of that. I can't even pour it out because it's like, I don't know why that one got clogged. Anyway, so I'm going to be using some magenta. So pretty much bring out I found this image on Pinterest. Look, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys, okay? The picture. Don't compare the art to the picture, because remember, sometimes I had to squeeze what would usually take hours worth of time into like a 2 or sometimes 3 hour video. So I tried my best. It's not going to look exactly like the picture. I'm going to try, but this is going to be what we are working on. So I just wanted to show you guys so that you guys get kind of like the color scheme going on. I clip this back up here. Make sure it doesn't fall. Hold on. Hello, can you see? Okay. Adjust. You can see my sweater. That's okay, that's fine. You guys can see a pink sweater. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on this. So already on my palette, I have a couple of, let me pull this up. I have some green already. I'm probably gonna lay down a different type of green. Probably like a lighter version of it. And yes, they do look a little bit separated because this was a brand new palette and then I ended up having to cover it because, you know, mom life. I had to get up and do something. Somebody needed something from me and there I go. So I closed it and I wasn't able to paint. Usually when I paint with fresh paints, I like them to get a little bit, you know, I like them to sit because if not, then since these are already fluid, they get wetter with the brand new sponge that I just filled out. You can see the water over here. All right, so browns, you know, regular flower type of colors. I have red, I have browns, it's like a mustardy brown. Which one is this? Burnt or raw sienna. This is a good one too. Okay, so I'm working on just a regular Santorini. Make sure that you guys are looking at your area and kind of giving yourself some space. So we know that the branch is going to be about a stick and then 2 flowers, right? So visualize that on your rock. Make sure that you guys have enough space, that you have enough room. Obviously don't, you know, try to work with like the smallest rock that you can possibly find. Like, let me grab a little river rocky. Like, not going to show up with a little rock like this because that's just silly, right? We're trying to learn. So give yourself enough room. This is probably about, how big is this? Let me see. My handy dandy 5 by 3. So that's about a good proportionate size for me. If I wanted to, I could also maybe do the branch going this way. You know, just remember that your rock is not permanently attached to your desk. You can definitely get up and move it around. I'm actually going to do background work first, and I will tell you, well, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do background work first, and then we're going to build on it, which is something different than what I usually do because sometimes I'll just, you know, sketch my subject and then paint it and then paint around it. But today we're just going to paint on top of the background color. So it's kind of a blurred out, like a rainy day type of feel. I do have this aqua. It is a bright aqua green. We're going to use a little bit of that with some of this turquoise blue. And a little bit of white, and what is this? It's like a little crumb of, I don't know what. We're gonna use a little bit of gray. So I'm gonna mix the color in front of you guys so that you guys kind of see what I'm trying to accomplish here. If you have a color already that is this color, you don't have to mix. Remember that I just mix because that's just how I do it. You can do it whatever way you want to do it. It does not have to be exact. Remember that we're all on different learning curves. We all are on different endeavors. So I have my brush loaded. I'm gonna grab a round scruffy brush to blend. Hold on. And I might have to sneeze. Hold on. Ooh. Is anybody else a multi-sneezer? My husband hates me for it. He's like a super loud sneezer and I hate him for it. He just like just sneezes everywhere. I am definitely a I have little tiny sneezes and it really annoys me. Sneezing is just a very big inconvenience for me. So I'm gonna lay my color down, okay? And I'm just gonna smack it on there. That's what we're trying to do. Get it in there, get it wet, a little bit of brown, a little bit of gray. Did it mix enough color? we want it to be like this dark, like sea moss type of green, right? And maybe it's not all matching. Maybe some of it is a little bit grayer. Just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be exact. Remember that this is nature, this is flowers. They're a lot easier to kind of just make your own, you know? I've seen a lot of you guys do my tutorials and then make it completely transform, like you do different color fur. I think that's awesome. I think that that is, you know, marking your kind of like your little territory on it, you know? So I'm going to stop right here. Notice I didn't come all the way around. My paint is still wet, so I'm going to work just a little bit quicker. I still have paint on my brush. I'm just dipping it into the white, and we're going to just kind of add it on here. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and, you know, kind of just giving a little bit of a fade. I'm going to grab my scruffy brush, which I got this one from Wanda's shop. That's where I get all my scruffy brushes now because they are fantastic. I mean, it's just so much smoother to blend with them. And to get like a nice, like creamy blend. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Sorry, I just looked up to see your blessing. I forgot I sneezed, you see? Inconvenience. It's just annoying. It's annoying that I'm a I hate the way I sneeze. I've tried to be a loud sneezer and just let it all out in one blow, and I can't. It hurts. It hurts my head. It hurts my forehead. I don't know about y'all. Are you guys loud sneezers or are you multi-sneezers? What kind of a sneezer are you? That's something so intimate, right? That you don't really like you don't know about people. What kind of sneezer are you? So I'm just gonna blend it, nice light circles on top of it. And I have been reading little, what is it called? Little museum pamphlets all day. So if you guys hear my voice going in and out, that's probably why, because I've been talking all day. Man, I had some curious kids today. They're like, what does this do? And how does a wind turbine work? And, you know, because it was an Oklahoma history museum. So obviously they had like a tornado simulator, which I did not go into. Stuff like that does not seem fun for me anymore as an adult because I realized the reality of it, you know, living here. So I did not go in there, and I stayed behind with my son because, you know, he has sensory issues, so he did not go in there. So we just kind of hung back, and I was reading a million little informational stands, like what does this do, what does that do, how long does wheatgrass, the roots grow down, how did the cowboys used to eat back in the day, you know, stuff like that. So it was a fun day. It was a fun day, but it was just draining. I needed coffee for sure. So I'm just creating like a misty looking background, right? And I will be coming back down here and getting rid of these brush line streaks. We're just laying down our color. Let me get some water. Hey, Miss Connie. Hi, Jan. I don't know if I said hi to you guys. Sorry. Hello, Julie. What you doing, friend? Hello, hello. Multi-sneezers. Pterodactyl. Shana just said loud. She didn't care. She was just like, I'm just loud. 22 times. Yeah, you guys got lucky because that was just a 3. That was just a little short 3 C's, you know? Usually I can go up to 8 sometimes. Every single time. That's nuts. That's crazy. Hyena. Oh God, Elizabeth, if I had $1 for every time I did that. God, yes. That is actually the goal right there. So I have my color over here, right? I added a little bit of navy blue to it. I know, I'm just throwing colors out there. Listen, if you're gonna be watching this tutorial, at this point, just have all your paints out. Just have a rainbow palette. I'm gonna put a little bit of green in there. This is a very specific green though. I like this hue because it has a little, A little touch of emerald. It's the phthalo cyanine green. It's very woodsy, very forest. It's not fake green. This is what I call fake green. I absolutely hate that color, but it works if you mix it in with some other colors. And I'm just gonna go in here on the side and kind of tap it in. And if you guys don't have the scruffy brushes from one of the shops, don't fret. You can use whichever. I mean, this is a brush from Walmart too. You can, you know, make it creative. Have you guys ever seen those videos with those painters who just like throw a whole bunch of, like, they texture with like a whole bunch of random stuff? They'll just be like with this little like top, and they'll go and do like little, you know which ones I'm talking about? They go and I'm gonna add a little bit more blue to this bottom portion here. And around here too. And we'll just start kind of blending it all in into a nice smooth background. You wanna use your brush, big fluffy brushes. This is dry, by the way. You wanna go in with a dry brush so that you don't pick up the paint. You're gonna hear Luna snoring back there. And at this point, I'm just adding a whole bunch of variations of the colors that we had, right? We're making a nice smoky background back here, building on those layers. Do not worry if you guys are here because you want to paint along to have a chance to win the rock. Like, don't stress about it. I am not going to be doing the drawing today. Your painting does not have to be today. Remember, I said today I'm going to go at like a semi-fast pace that I would usually go at without stopping too much to explain. The video will be uploaded to YouTube and it will be available in the group. Facebook is now taking it's now taking down videos after a certain amount of days. So unfortunately, I am going to have to download this and put it into my YouTube, which, you know, you guys are always welcome to subscribe or whatever. You don't have to, but if you want to, it's there. I have like 50 something tutorials on it. I'm not very good about building like social media, so I just kind of come and I dump in it. Like, I just, you know, here's a tutorial. I don't know. I can't like keep up with like building my page or whatever. My page has been at like 1,000 followers for like 5 years. So I just don't have time. I don't have time. My mom's always like, you should go and try to get famous. I'm like, Mom, I can't even reply back to messages the same day. You expect me to come out here and try to put content out every day? I don't think so. So I'm just adding a whole bunch of different colors here. I'm gonna brighten this up a little bit. We're gonna start to add a little bit of green. You see how after it becomes wet, the tapping down on it, and I'm tapping directly from above, the tapping down on it picks up the paint. See, I picked up my paint here, so I'm probably gonna end up putting a little bit of green here. And I will be using, this is light green permanent. They give these colors some odd names sometimes. Just put green. Hooker's Green Hue Permanent. Probably gonna, you know what? I'm gonna mix my color with a different brush because I don't want to do that. Let me see. This is a fluffy brush. It's good for tapping down, blending. Have a lot of those on hand at all times. So I'm gonna go in with both of those, mix them in, mostly because I hate this color green. I think it's ridiculous. It's fine. And a little bit of the other green. Just mix all your greens together, okay? And we're just gonna tap in a couple shades here, a couple shades here. And you're probably like, Diana, that looks ridiculous. That's fine. I promise it'll eventually come together. I'm getting another fluffy brush. I can't see with the glare on my phone. Hold on. Okay, I messed this part up. Ignore this little section, okay? I'm just gonna try to blend that out. Make it seem like there's, you know, leaves back there. I was not working fast enough, so the paint is a little bit dry. If you need to sort of kiss the water with your brush, that's okay too. Loosen it up. Try to tap it out. the best way that you can do that without having just like, let's say you want to just come in and you're like, oh, there's a green circle. No, you don't want to do that. Wait till your paint dries up a little bit, and then you want to go in with your other color and kind of blend into it. You're going to be taking some of the mixture that we made, the like the gray turquoise color, and just mix it in. Keep tapping it in. We got like a little bit of leaves here in the background. Now I'm gonna go in with this brush up here and kind of slowly, smoothly create tiny circles to blend it out. I don't wanna tap because I'm now realizing that that is what's picking up my paint from the bottom. So I'm gonna follow my own advice, and I will come back when it's a little bit drier. In the meantime, I'm gonna get some water and catch up. Is anybody painting along tonight? If you're painting along tonight, I'm gonna be giving away magnets. So stay tuned because I do have a lot on hand. I just got a order a couple of weeks ago, and those have not gone up for sale. I kind of just am giving them away. So if you guys are gonna post, remember, don't talk about this with anybody, because I like to reward the people that actually like watch the tutorials, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to see the finished product and be like, oh, I could just skip the tutorial and whatever and just do it myself. And if you can do it yourself, then you don't need to do the tutorial, you know? But this is for those people who have trouble with it, or, you know, this is the time to ask questions. I'm not a professional. I'm just a mom who paints. Do not take my word as like gospel. I do not know everything. I am still learning. I am always going to be learning and trying to grow myself. So watch with caution. Proceed with caution on the crazy train. I'm going to keep adding color. Just keep blending it until you're happy with the result. And if you have to keep adding layers upon layers, go ahead and do that too. It's your rock. You keep going until you're happy with your results, okay? I might just go in with a little bit of the light. I have not rinsed my brush off. I still have that same undertone of this color. And I might just go in with that ugly fake green just to give it a little pop. And I can't see with my glare. This is almost dry. I don't want to ruin it, so I'm going to start to work around it to kind of create a smoother blend, because right now you can see all of the different brush strokes, and we want to get rid of those. We just want it to be a smooth, nice little blend. And not rinsing your brush in between colors also helps with that, because it's picking up the tones from the bottom while still giving you color from the top. I feel like I'm going to work on this area so much, and then I'm going to end up doing the flower and it's going to cover it anyway. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But this is the background where we are at now. And let's wait for this to dry a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and paint the sides of my rock black. I know that I usually save that for the end, but what else am I going to do while I sit here and wait for this to dry, you know? This is obviously not required. This is just something, my personal preference. I do like to put a black edge on center. I haven't done this in a while. I guess I haven't really been painting on Santorinis in a while. It's been, I don't know, it's just something about painting on the agates and the specialty stones. Like, it's become sort of my preference, which is funny because I was just telling Heather this the other day, and Katie and Deborah, and I was like, you know, I used to hate painting on agates because I saw one person doing it back in 2020, and I was like, man, that looks kind of cool. Ordered some off of Amazon. It was like the smallest little thing. It was like this big, and I did not know how to prep anything. I didn't know nothing about painting on them. And it wasn't until Heather started selling the big ones that I said, oh, wow, okay. I started seeing some of the artwork that other people were putting out there, and I got inspired. And I kind of just never looked back. I went from absolutely hating the way that painting on agates felt to loving it. And now, as I'm doing this, I'm like, holy cow, I haven't really painted on a Santorini stone in a while. Ooh, Terry, it's her first time. Welcome, Terry. I'm excited that you're here. You're already an amazing artist, Miss Ma'am. Hey, Jax. I got my Galinda. Hold on. Moment of appreciation for the Wicked. One of my besties gave me that because she knows that I love Wicked. If you ever at some point see me posting about Wicked lyrics, just know that that's because that entire soundtrack lives rent free in my head at all times of the day. Either that one or the new Bad Bunny album. I will just start singing the words at random points in my day. Just literally be walking into the kitchen and bust out a song lyric. All right, so this is kind of dry. I am going to grab my pencil and give myself some space. So I do know that I'm going to want one of my flowers to be here and another one to be here. Remember, we don't want to overcrowd it. Lightly sketch in the area in which your flowers are going to go. What did I say? I said I'm going to end up putting a flower there. God, I really upset myself sometimes. And then I'm going to put another one. Maybe I'm going to raise this one up. Let's go up a little bit. I worked too hard on that green. Probably around there. I'm just drawing a circle so I kind of guide myself and I don't overshoot my shot. Maybe this one will go here. And then I'm just going to draw my stem diagonal across my rock, okay? We'll add in all the extra fixings later. I'm not a very big sketcher. I do mostly do stuff in paint. You guys have seen that. I'm gonna draw maybe like a leaf coming here, maybe another leaf going there, another leaf coming out here, and it's just leaf shapes. Can you guys see? I don't know if you guys can see that. So here's where my first flower is gonna go. Here's another flower and stem and some leaves. And then I'm gonna probably put another leaf going here. Let's widen this out a little bit. Maybe coming around off the stuff. Because you got to remember that sometimes the photos on Pinterest, this is a Pinterest inspired photo, by the way. Sometimes the Pinterest images, like they're squares. Obviously, like not every rock that you get is going to be a square unless you're buying just squares, you know, but what was I going to say? You got to learn to adjust the painting or contort it to what you're trying to fit on your rock. Which I know you guys are capable of because I've seen you guys do it with all my other tutorials. Jan, we're doing cherry blossoms today. Well, I think it's a cherry blossom. I don't know. I saw it on Pinterest and I said, that's the one. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to grab a, what is this called? A chalk pencil so that you guys can see my sketch, sort of. I don't usually use this one, but here we are. So here is where my first flower was going to be, right? I'm going to just draw a little circle and it's going to have 5 flower petals. What I would suggest you do is draw the direction in which your flower petals are going to go, a little star, so that you give yourself a little guide and you don't overshoot your shot. So the first one I'm going to do is in between these two. I'm going to come up. And then it's kind of like a heart-shaped petal. So there we go. There's the first one. And remember that you can definitely rotate your flower, your rock, to whichever direction you're going in. This one, this petal, we're gonna do overlapping this leaf that we are gonna paint here. And I'm gonna reach out. Remember, you wanna give yourself a realistic guide. Don't make your petals so disproportionate. So from here, let's go ahead and meet straight down. Just go diagonal straight down. This is gonna be the top of your petal. And this is just if you have trouble with symmetry, okay? We're gonna cross over to meet in the middle. So I'm gonna repeat that. I went from here, the corner of this heart, I went straight down diagonal. We're gonna curve it and we're gonna meet in the middle of our little 5-pointer star, okay? We're gonna go in the middle of this 5-pointer star between here and here and come up, but we're not gonna do a heart. We're gonna curve this one in just slightly. This bottom portion, I want it to be fatter than this top part, okay? This is gonna kind of curve in like this, sharp. So from here, we're going to overlap. We're gonna have this come up and we're still gonna create that this little section right here in between. Now this is, bear with me also, okay, because keep in mind that I don't do this for a living. So I am not the best at explaining sometimes, but I promise you that if you just follow along, you might eventually understand what my scrambled brain is saying, right? So from here, let's go over just a smidge. Just a little smidge. I might come over the stem, and that's okay. Your petal will probably go over the stem. So let's meet up here. Let's go about halfway. This is where the middle to these two is. So let's start marking our way so that we can meet halfway, okay? Let's come up. And maybe this one has a little bit extra curves. You know, give your flower a little bit of movement. Your petals are not, and we do want like a little heart shape here because it is supposed to be a cherry blossom. It's supposed to be a cherry blossom. I don't know if it's gonna end up looking like one, but we'll see. And then from here, let's go ahead and meet over here. Just keep on following your little circle, right? We're gonna meet right here. I'm gonna mark my little cornerstone here because this is, look. You see how you start to kind of connect your dots when you're drawing? And I say this because a lot of people have struggles with drawing. And then once I reach here, I kind of want to dip in. You know, give yourself like a little angle here. And maybe we want to meet up over here. This is the other little star pointing thing. And we're going to come up this way. And maybe this one is gonna curve a little bit. I'll show you guys more. You'll be able to see it more when you paint. This is a chalk pencil also, or a charcoal pencil, sorry. This was gifted to me, so I don't know where it came from, but this is a Mark Art brand, in case you guys are interested, but I'm using this because you won't be able to see my pencil sketch as well. Oh my God, I'm not gonna have room. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It'll just go above the rock. And there we go. So there's the sketch for that one. Now, to sketch our bottom one, we are going to be starting off with this flower petal. So here is where the heart meets, okay? Now, I'm gonna go to the center of this petal right here. Okay, give myself a little guide. Go down a little bit, just a smidge, because this is the top of the heart petal. And we're gonna go up and down. And we are marking the setting for our second flower. I'm gonna come up. So here's gonna be the center to our flower. And here's the little head from the stick man, the little arms, and there we go. And now we're just gonna repeat the process and go around, okay? So from here, let's kind of meet right around here. Go straight from this, come straight down here, meet me in the center, direct yourself, connect with your middle line, make sure that you're aligned. Go in between these two, the little arm and the leg. I'm the worst at explaining. And let's do the same over here. In between the arm and the head, we're gonna come up, create this little pocket here, and you'll see why when we start painting it. And I'm just gonna curve those a little bit. So, let me get some water. I'm talking a lot. And then from here, let's continue to create this bottom one. Actually, I'm gonna do the diagonal one right now. And the reason why is because these two petals are going to be behind this one. I'm just realizing that now as I look at the picture. And we're gonna start in between the arm and the leg, go up, create a heart. Maybe this one's gonna come out a little bit. And coming in between this one and this one. From here, we're gonna connect these two, but make sure that you're not gonna, you know, have your petal all the way down here. You don't want that. So draw yourself your little guide, make sure you don't go past your guide, and we're gonna come up and do your heart shape here. And we're gonna come up and do a heart shape over here. And my petal is not gonna go all the way over there, but that's fine. If yours fits, that's perfect. All right, and that's all I'm gonna sketch, guys. The next step is the fun part, the painting. This is where we're at. I'm gonna start by laying down a base coat, but first let me get the brushes that I'm gonna mostly be working with. For sure, get your fine liners. For sure, get your scrubby thread brushes going. If you don't have them, just, you know, grab any brush that looks, hold on, let me try to break this one up. I like this brush. These are so durable, man. I adore them. Just get a round fluffy brush that you can use to pat down or, you know, do whatever for blending. Probably gonna have a brush that looks like this, like a little flathead fluffy brush. Just something that you can use to lay your color down. You guys know your brushes better than anybody around you. All right, some more fluffy brushes. Just trying to break them up. I use these daily, okay, so they usually have paint like crusted to them. Let me see how my coffee cooled down. I had to make a cup of coffee right now because I'm so tired. Hold on. Hold it up one more time. Sorry. All right. My voice is starting to go. How many people we got? We got 18 people. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. I'm going to start laying my color down with this first petal up here, okay? I'm going to grab this one. And I'm going to mix, oh, you know what I totally forgot to put down was my neons. Hello. It's like my necessities. Oh God, no, this is the wrong one, pink. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of pink on my palette. These are, I use them for almost every single painting that I do. I'm not even kidding. Not this specific color, but the neons are a staple in my life. I have a brand new pack up here because that's how often I use them. Hold on, let me show you guys. I have one ready to go at all times. If you have not ever tried them, They are amazing for also mixing in with your acrylics and making them brighter. So I'm gonna grab just a little smidge of that pink, and I mean a little smidge because it's very, very pigmented. See, just a little bit goes a long way because we are trying to get that pretty pink tone. So I'm gonna fill my first petal in. And it will, since we are painting over a dark background, I am going to be putting down some base layers. Remember that a lot of people are painting with like different types of brands. So depending on your opacity for your brands, you know, that's how many layers you're gonna need. I usually like to just put a base paint of like the similar colors. Excuse me. Anytime that I paint, and I just build it up. And I think that that does make a difference between like the smoothness, getting rid of the paint lines, stuff like that. So I did these two with that same base paint. I'm going to start darkening it up the more we come around. So I'm going to grab a little bit of magenta, and I'm just going to be mixing all of my colors together, okay? So whatever you guys feel like looks right, go with that, okay? Because you have your paint, you know what colors you have, and this is just a base coat, okay? We're going to be building on these petal by petal. We will work on each one individually. I just want a base coat so that, because we are painting on top of dark, which is something different. I don't usually do this, but we are building our layers back up. Unless you have like extremely professional paints, then you don't really got to build your layers back up. But you know, even the professional paints I have found need several layers. And by professional, I mean like expensive, like golden, and maybe not golden, maybe like Winsor and Newton. All right, so you'll notice I left my little pockets blank. I will be doing those a different color. I'm gonna go in with the light magenta that I have from Wanda and put that in here. And I'm not gonna be too specific with like not staying in between the lines of my drawing. Remember that the art is going to be very fluid, very freeing, you know. That's what painting should be. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, Diana's is in this exact spot, it has to be like this. Heck no. Even with like inspiration photos, or like when, you know, we do the AI photos, if I don't like something, I'm like, nobody else is gonna see the photo. Like nobody else sees the reference photo except you. Nobody's gonna know when they look at your painting, oh, it does not look exactly like the image photograph on Pinterest. No, they're gonna see, wow, she did a really great job painting flowers. Like that's all that any regular person would see that's not involved in like the art world, you know? So that's why I don't like showing or having the inspiration photos during the tutorials, because I don't ever want you to stop and compare yourself to a photograph. Like, I don't want you to ever do that to yourself, because comparison is the thief of joy. So I just put in a little bit of magenta with a tiny smidge of black, just for my center, okay? And I'm gonna start working on the petals individually as soon as this one dries. I guess you could kind of start layering your petals down here as well. I did these two light, and then the rest of them are a little bit dark. This one's just a little like in between this and this. It's like a medium. Does that make sense? I hope that I'm making some sense. Are you gonna go to the bed, baby? Yeah. All right.
Where's the Easter egg time?
Yes. Oh, my baby.
Good night, Mom. Mommy, is that your desk?
Yes, it's my desk. I'm on Facebook Live right now.
Good night.
Yeah. Look, that's Mommy right here. You see? That's me.
No.
Yeah. All these people are listening to your crazy mom talk. All right, my love. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, hold on. One at a time. Did you already go potty?
Yes. Can I have a hug?
Yes, baby.
Look at this.
Diosito, Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo. Okay. Love you, baby. Oh, you want a kiss too, big guy? Okay. Love you, honey. Good night, babies. I'll see you in the morning. Sorry, guys. I had to say goodnight to my babies. Get some coffee going. All right. Kids are down for bed. It's time to come out to play. Just kidding. Hey, Amy. Yes, Michelle. The neons are awesome to make your stuff brighter. Oh, Deborah. Yeah, Oh, Deborah, I forgot to tell you. I got my package. I just have not had a chance to open it. Oh, my God. Deborah. Yes, I have to message you. It's in the van. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I finally went to the post office. Oh, yeah, I have to get them into bed a little bit earlier than what we used to because we recently got our kids bikes for the first time, and they have been having just such a blast, like riding their bikes every afternoon, and they have been going to bed so tired. My daughter's been struggling this week to like wake up. So which is great. I'm not complaining. I love that they're out there all afternoon, but we used to put them to bed at like 8:30, and I'm like, yeah, 7:30, you gotta go get in bed, girl. And they're like, the light is still out, the sun is still out, it's still daytime. I'll remind you of that in the morning. All right, so let's start working on petals one by one. I'm gonna try to zoom this in. If it's not working out, oh God, hold on. I just disconnected my whole thing. Hold on, let me put you guys down for a second. My entire phone stand came off. Hold on. This is an intermission. To the tutorial. Oh my gosh. Here we go. I should have been hired to play a Disney princess or something. Jesus. With this singing voice. All right, here we go, and here we go. All right, can you guys see? I'm trying to zoom in so that you guys can see, but the phone is literally, I wish that I could zoom in on the live. That's Facebook. If somebody is listening, Big Brother is listening, can you please make that option to where, one, I can play music, and two, so that I can zoom in on my live so people can see. All right. Okay, so how am I going to tackle this? Let me see. I think it'll probably be easier to paint the color and then paint the white on top. Okay. Let's do the little mixture of pink with white again. And we want like a pretty blush color. Like a piglet pink. Think about your crayon box. You know which one I'm talking about, right? It's like a carnation pink, I think it's called. So here we're going in for our second layer up top, working on this petal. Honestly, if I don't finish this tutorial tonight, I might just finish it tomorrow too. I know you guys work and stuff, and everybody has a life. That's why the giveaway is going to be giving you guys a couple of days to rewind, because I know that not everybody paints as fast, or you know, sometimes people like to just watch first and then come back and do it, or maybe you've had enough of me. You can mute me, rewind, fast forward. I love it. I love that you have that option to do that because I annoy myself. I can only imagine having to listen to me drone on for a while. So I have a fine liner that I'm going to use. I'm going to grab some of that light magenta and I'm going to create a line. My paint is still wet underneath, okay? Oh, that's a little bit too bright. I might have to try to blend that in. There you go. It's picking up some of that bottom color. So if it does come in too bright, because remember, we're trying to do realistic looking flowers. We don't want it to look too cartoony with a big thick line on it, right? So let's go in and I'm gonna create a couple of separate little lines. If you guys were here for my Mylar balloon tutorial, the 2024 snow globe that we did, I kind of just told everybody I can't explain why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I just need you to stop what you're doing and look at the computer if you're painting along so that you know exactly where I'm putting the lines. This is one of those moments, okay, where we're painting flowers. Every flower is going to be different. I'm just lightly going in with this top curve here, giving it some depth so that it makes it look like the leaf is kind of, you know, curving in by highlighting this curve here. And honestly, most of the time, I don't even know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, okay? I'm trying to make up an excuse as to why this line goes here. I don't know. It just does. It's a flower. So let's go here and create a couple of little veins. And we do want them to be light. Remember the methods that I've talked about, the rollout method. Make sure that you guys are using the thinnest brush that you can find. You can cut your brushes as well. And maybe we want to create another little shadow somewhere in here. Your lines don't have to be exact. We're just doing it. Also want to say that when you're doing your lines, and I'm going to make an example out of this one, you don't want to do that and you don't want to do this. Okay? That's a no-no. We're not painting a leaf. This is not a leaf. This is a flower. What you want to do is you want to go in and give it a vein. Look at your veins. Look at how your veins move. Give it some motion. Just let your finger do, just let it do it. Just feel it. Feel it when you paint it. Don't be stiff. Don't overthink. Don't think, oh God, I gotta make this line as thin as possible. As long as you're rolling your paint out. Remember, always, always, always roll your paint out. Don't just dip it in there, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna get a big dot. You wanna roll, use your fingers, roll your brush, get that fine edge. Get that fine edge and go back in there and do it at a slight angle. You don't want to do it sideways. You don't want this. You don't want big fat lines. You want to do it at an angled side or directly from the top. Lightly. Okay? I know I'm a broken record right now. Your paint. Hold on. What is this? What is this going on right now? Terry is making dinner. What are you making, Terry? What are you making? Tell me. Oh yes, yes. If I end up going live tomorrow to finish this off, I'm definitely. It'll have like part 1, part 2, etc., etc. That's what I've had to do in the past. That's why you see like 5 3-hour videos each. All right. Yeah, my paint, I have to also use a heat gun. I just like, sometimes I'll mute the lives and do that. All right, so I'm gonna grab white. My brush is clean and I am gonna roll my paint out and I'm gonna grab some white, okay? And I'm gonna use my fine liner. Anita, I'm pretty sure that this is actually one that you guys sent me in that pack. Or maybe it was Heather, I don't know. Somebody sent me this brush, but I really like this brush, wherever it's from. I'm gonna use some white. I don't wanna use this white. Okay, so look, I'm gonna show you the difference between that paint. Okay, so this is Liquitex. This is Liquitex white. The paint underneath is dry. There's no excuse why it shouldn't be as bright, right? And this is that Pro Acrylic. Y'all, this thing will change your life. I'm not even kidding. Look, hold on. Let me see where I'm gonna. It is very, very pigmented. And I'm gonna come around here because this is overshadowing this or overlapping this. And I'm gonna just bring a couple of strokes. And the strokes I'm doing is in between those white, those pink lines. Diana, get it together. I can't talk today. I'm tired. Here we go. So it looks like a little heart here. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in here. And it's a very small little shop too, so I usually get them off of Amazon. All right, so start creating your petals, and I should have been doing this, but I'm gonna roll them out this way. You see how this is kind of curving in? I don't want that. I'm gonna roll them out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I've been intimidated to do another tutorial on flowers, because that's what I struggled the most with. Like I have always said, like, florals and hands have been my biggest struggle as an artist, because I cannot take the time. Like I'm used to just quick, right? Like just do some, like fur is quick. You just do a million brush strokes. But flowers, you have to really take the time to look at the details of them. And that for me is overwhelming sometimes. So I really, really struggle with flowers. And I know you might have seen me painting a lot of them recently, and that's because I'm challenging myself to practice. Like if I don't practice, I'm not gonna get any improvement, right? I'm just gonna keep being the same artist that I have been. So I'm trying to challenge myself by painting a little bit more florals, and so we're gonna learn together. Sorry, I completely don't even know what I'm thinking here. I used some of the magenta. This what is this? God, I can't even say it. Just say magenta. Quinacridone magenta. And then I added a little bit of that pink from here over here. Just one little line, just to give it a little bit of shape in between here. Bonita, it's just white. I think it's just titanium white. Hold on, let me get the, where'd it go? Oh, God, I can't. No. This one and hold on, let me show you guys why I'm trying to show you guys this. This is one of my tester rocks, as you can see. All right, so this already has paint on it, right? So I'm gonna show you guys a swatch, and this is gouache, so it might pick up. This is Liquitex white. And then this is the Pro acrylic. And then this is Liquitex yellow. Let me just grab a little bit off the lid. Well, that's not really fair because it's over. Okay, let's say you wanted to paint over dark, right? That's way too much. That's Liquitex yellow. And then this is, no, this is the wrong yellow. Hold on. This is the Pro acrylic yellow. This one is golden yellow. Where's my brush? Oh, hold on. So it's not as bright as the white, but I mean, it's still pretty good. Let's do side by side. Oh, you can see it way better on the side by side. It just needs that one little swipe. And then I guess the final one would be the red. Little mini swatch in between, in case you guys got, I don't know, homework to finish or whatever. This is the red from Liquitex. And this is the Pro Acrylic. Let me show that up in the light. So I can see it on my end. I don't know if you guys can. The difference in the color. So like Liquitex and then Pro Acrylic. Liquitex, Pro Acrylic. And then Liquitex and Pro Acrylic. And then Liquitex, Pro Acrylic. But again, I don't have all of the colors because it's expensive. So I've been buying them like little at a time. Alright. It's a fluid acrylic. I think that they use this for yes, you see, you gotta challenge yourself, Elizabeth. Sorry, that's my foot massager that you guys are hearing down there. You know, I love my little foot massages. It's a fluid acrylic. I think that they use it to paint like toy cars and stuff like that, or like models of boats and stuff. So that's why it's so pigmented. All right, so I'm gonna start with this. What's it called? Petal over here. You know, I'm just like not liking any of my fine liner brushes recently. I ran out of my OG eyeliner pencils, and y'all know, if you guys have been using the eyeliner pencils for a while, you know that they changed whatever formula they were using with them, and the new ones are not, they're not it. They're not like the original ones. And I had a pack that lasted me since 2001, or not 2001, 2021, and I finally ran out. So I don't have any of my good eyeliner ones because the other ones are too fat. And this is rough. Man, what's up with my fine liners today? All right. Covering this example up. I know Wanda is like super sick today. I was gonna do the tutorial, and then I realized, oh my god, like it's Wednesday. First of all, I'm grabbing a little bit of that magenta again, and we're gonna create that line going up, blend it into that background color. So I realized that she was doing a live, and I said, oh my god, I cannot believe I'm over here impeding on her Wednesday. But then she messaged me and she was like, I'm sick. I was like, oh no, I guess it was meant to be. All right, so I'm gonna create a couple of little shadows over here too, using that magenta. I'm gonna water it down just a little bit. I'm not going in, another thing that I've been forgetting to mention is I'm not going in heavy-handed. I'm not going in with full paint on my brush, like a dollop of it, because if you were to go in with a dollop of it, this is what you're gonna get, and you don't want that. I've just been using a little bit of water in my brush to create like a little shadow. You don't want it to be too thick. You want it to just be a nice little touch, like a kiss of pink, right? And let's create a couple of veins. We want them to be a little squiggly. We don't want them to be too straight. All right. Maybe this little vein is a little fat at the end. And then the same thing, we're gonna go in with some white. And you can curve your top here if you want. Add a little bit of, you know, like movement to the top of the petal. If you remember, make it your own. Make them a little jagged edged. And then bring it down. Bring that color down, bring the white down around the top. Blend it down into the petal. I think that went over my pink there. Bring it down into the petal. To make the top of the petal lighter than the center. So in doing that as well, I'm also going to grab some of that light magenta, and I'm gonna water it down a little bit. Okay, I have the paint in my brush, and then I'm gonna kiss the water with it, tap off the excess. You guys know I like to use that method. Maybe grab a little bit of neon pink to brighten it up a bit, and I'm just gonna water that down and bring it up. I'm gonna just lightly bring it up. It's kind of like painting with watercolors, right? You want to be gentle, you want to be soft. You just want to like caress of color over it. You don't want to douse it with heavy-handed pink, right? You want just a little hint of it. So I'm going to grab some of the magenta neon as well, because this I feel like needs to be just a smidge brighter in here in this little crevice of the flower. Just a little bit brighter. Can you guys see? I don't know if you guys can see. All right, so from here, let me see, what's next? Grabbing some of the dark Quanessa, whatever magenta, this dark one from Liquitex, and going in on this corner. Remember, we have a little section here that is the overlapping of that petal. It's kind of like a teardrop shape. Not a teardrop because it's not like super big. Maybe like a, I don't know what kind of shape this is, like a sunflower seed from the side. Best explanation I can do. And let's bring that center out a little bit, okay? This petal right here is dark. This is one we're not gonna water down. I'm just gonna go in with that color and lightly drag it out a little bit. Kind of leave the ends open-ended. Grab a little bit of your magenta. Now this is this ugly, like, I don't know, it's like Pepto color, a dark Pepto. And I'm gonna start to blend out, just to give it like a little buffer color in between this and this, because this is gonna turn into a lighter color, okay? Go with your Pepto. Add a little bit of white to it. And start bringing that down. Bringing it down. And I am working a little bit of at a little bit of a faster pace because I'm trying to blend in these two colors together, okay? Using water, using the side of your brush. Hello, I have a blending brush right here. What am I doing? What am I doing? Yes. I really like using these also for the blending on this, because you can just tap it in from the top and it kind of just does the work for you. See, like that. And then let's come down here with mixing some white into that magenta color that we just had. Just some white to lighten it up. Pretty much the colors that you're blending, be prepared to add like a variation of white to it to lighten it up, or adding a little bit of brown or black to it to darken it up, okay? So when you're mixing the colors, kind of make sure that you're mixing a good amount, okay? So I'm gonna fix this petal right here, but I'm gonna do it section by section, okay? Now, I did get some of the medium magenta, okay? This is going to be part of this petal. This is still part of this petal. It's just a little bit off to the side. I have to work fast because if not, I will be on here for hours and hours, and I don't want that. You don't want that. None of us want that. So from here, I know it's gonna be a quick one. Gotta keep up with it. This is the dark magenta. I'm gonna add a smidge of brown, just a smidge, just darken it up a little bit, and I'm gonna go across the crease here, okay? And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add another line here. Drag it out very softly. Use your fine liner for this. If you gotta water it down too, you can do that. Water it down, drag out some lines. Let's drag out another line. Let's curve the line over here to show that dark little section that we did with the little sideways sunflower seed shape that we did right here. Let's wipe off the excess. I still have paint on my brush. Let's drag that color up here into this petal. Ooh, I like that. It's like, it's giving like tiger lily vibes. I was just using the side of my brush to scrub it out. Scrub it out. Don't be afraid to use the texture of your brush to paint. That's the beauty of it. Okay? We're gonna see it start to come to life, hopefully. My foot massage is done, so now it's gonna be very awkwardly quiet. I forgot to put down purple, so let's grab some purple. Where are you? What is this? Payne's gray. This is blue. Where is my purple? Here it is. All right, so I'm gonna grab some of this. What is this? Dioxazine purple. Okay, it's clogged. It is like very quiet right now in my household. Bruno is not barking. The kids are asleep. I can hear myself breathe. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, so the purple, let me show y'all. Grab some of that ugly magenta, a little kiss of purple, just a little bit. You don't want to drown it. Let's add a smidge of white. A little bit more white. Okay, a lot of bit more white, Jesus. I want like a light lavender lilac color. So I'm gonna extend my petal out a little bit because I don't like the shape of it. And remember that it's okay that you do that. Who says you have to stay in your sketch? If you want to add more to your flower, add more to your flower. Who's gonna know? Nobody's gonna know. How are they gonna know? Who has seen that TikTok? Okay, so I've not rinsed my brush off. I still have the same paint on it. I just dipped it in white lightly. Tap off the excess so that it kind of starts to blend in with that bottom pink color, pink purple color. And I'm gonna bring this around like this. Now, I'm not gonna completely blend it out. I'm just using the rest of the paint, the rest of the moisture. I'm wiping off the excess. I'm using the rest of the paint to drag it out to create a little shadow, okay? I know it's probably gonna take a little bit of practice if you're not used to just, you know, painting the way that I paint. And that's okay. If you have a different method that you wanna use to achieve this, like, go for it. Do what you gotta do. I don't paint like some people. I know not everybody paints like me, and that's okay. That's 100% fine. If you can achieve the result by doing it a different way, then do that. Because if we were all meant to be the same, we would be machines, and we're not, okay? So just take it for it. That's why I'm not going to try to do too much explaining here. I'm here for just kind of guiding you on where to start, right? Because you have the power to paint what you're going to paint. You just need somebody to tell you the steps sometimes to kind of unlock it. And maybe you don't. Maybe you're just here for the chatter, and that's okay too. Many of you that I have seen comment on here, most of you, if not all of you, are already fantastic artists. And if you can get at least one tip or trick from here, then it was worth it, right? So I learn tips and tricks from all of you guys all the time. I mean, different method, like Heather introduced me to that little scraper thing for the, so I'm going to add a little bit of purple here because it looks a little, like a little butt. It looks like a butt over here. So I'm going to extend this with just a smidge of purple. And kind of swing it in. Yeah, I don't like that petal. I'm going to fix that petal. All right, now going back with the white, I might just try to curve this a little bit so, you know, it's connecting over here. We're going to curve it out a little bit. Maybe we're going to wipe the excess off and drag this color down a little bit. I paint with a lot of water. I paint with a lot of very light motions, watering down my water to create shadow effects, stuff like that. Because why? Sometimes you just want to work smarter, not harder. If you can do something the super elaborate way, then, you know, by all means, do it at least once. But if you can do it faster and easier the next way, then why wouldn't you do that, you know? I can sit here and try to blend the colors to match, but it's just easier for me to water it down and give it the illusion that I worked hard at it, right? Not saying that this isn't hard work, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. People have a funny way of misconstruing words all the time. I'm about to get canceled on Facebook or something. All right, grabbed a little bit of white, and I just want to stem it away from that middle center section. Add a little bit of highlight here. Honestly, I guess, because I don't really watch tutorials. I know that sounds bad. I don't watch tutorials. I don't have the patience for them. I like to do them, but I don't have the patience. Like, if I'm not sitting live, I totally understand when people don't want to rewatch my lives because they are extremely long, and they are kind of like one of those things where if you don't catch it live, it's like, I don't want to sit through 3 hours of this, you know? So I understand. I get it. I fully get it. Like, doing tutorials is not everybody's thing. I think I've only watched maybe like 2 or 3 just to like get a feel for, I guess, how other people explain things. I'm gonna be honest, one of the biggest ones that I saw, I was like, she's not even explaining what she's doing. She's just talking. Like, she's just talking about her day. So, I mean, that's okay too, because some people like that. Some people are just visual learners and they will mute me and just watch. And that's okay too. Like, anything that you choose to do with your art, with your time, is your time, you know? I'm just here to try to provide tips. So I'm mixing a little bit of, I'm over here off camera doing something. I'm mixing a little bit of purple, a tiny smidge of black, or you can use navy blue, and some white to make like a gray purple color. Like a gray, you know what I mean? Gray toned purple. We are now getting into the section of the live where Diana is starting to talk tired. All right, grabbed a little bit of that purple. I'm gonna create some of those little squiggly lines too. I mean, it's giving a little bit of like hibiscus vibes, right? Not really cherry blossom vibes. You know what? It's a flower. Who cares what kind of flower it is, right? It's gonna be pretty at the end of the day anyway. A little bit more white because I do want to lighten this up just a smidge. And I'm just using the brush, the water that's on the brush, kind of blend it down, give it some light. All right. Let's see. Hey, Kathleen. Tony says her flowers are doing their own thing. Girl, same. Same. Oh my God, Anita. Oh God, I hate that, Elizabeth. I hate when that happens. Like your hand starts to shake. I have the shakes really bad. Dee girl. See, Dee Dee's one of those people that just don't even need to be here. She's an incredible artist. God, that coffee just hits different, man. 8 o'clock at night, drinking coffee right now. No, Terry, I do that. I started doing that with this petal. And honestly, the best advice that I can give is if you don't like it, remember that you can always take away and add. So just keep building at it. Like it's obviously, you know, I think that a lot of misconception when people start to do art is that they're going to be like, one stroke and it's done. It's a masterpiece. Like, no, sometimes you just got to experiment with it and go with what feels right. I'm going to create a line in between this dark purple, and then I'm going to shade it on either side because I want to create a rift right here. And I think I'm going to curve it this way, not this way. Let's go with that. Honestly, yeah, if you do your lines too thick, go in with some dark around it, shade it down, water it down. Let's say that you come in with a flower and you do that, right? Let's say that you're like, oh my God, I don't like that. That's just, it's not my jam, not my vibe. Go in with some white. Line out that edge. Do what you got to do to make your flower a true representation of how you're feeling in that moment. I got a little bit of that magenta, and what I'm trying to do right here, oh my God, I just dragged white down there. What I'm trying to do here is create like a, what is this called in a flower? Where is Jennifer White when I need her? Jennifer White, let me tell you, is like an encyclopedia. I love that woman. She always knows exactly what things are. Like I'll be on live somewhere and be like, what is this called? Like, what's the back of the book called? And she'll come out with like the answer. She's just amazing. Like a rift, what is this thing called? Like a little layer. You know what I mean? Take a shot every time Diana says, you know what I mean. All right, there we go. So I'm starting to overwork this petal, which is making me want to stop and go on to the next one if you start to get a little bit frustrated or whatever with it. I'm going to grab a tiny smidge of the pink neon again and try to lighten up this little section right here. And that's just because this is going to be showing the light coming through the overlap of the petals. Okay. Sometimes I have to stop what I'm doing, what I'm painting, because you have to explain to yourself why you are painting what you're painting. Does that make sense? Like if you look at something and go, oh, it has a line here. It has a, yes, but why? Why does it have the dark here? Because the light is coming in through the back, which is why it's lighter up here than it is down here, right, on the rock. And so the light is shining through the flower. The flowers have thin petals. So it's showing the overlap between this petal and this petal. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to get at. All right, so I'm going to grab some of that red maroon. What is this color? God, I'm so unprepared. This is the alizarin crimson hue. And let's go in here and drag it out. I'm going to drag it along the back of this petal over here. And we're going to drag it out over here. Now, I'm going to grab my little scruffy brush again. Make sure it doesn't have any excess paint. And the paint down here is still wet. And grab some of this magenta. This is Wanda's magenta. Mix a little bit of white into it. And start to blend in. I'm going to lay my color down. I'm going to wipe the excess off. And then I'm going to use the scruff of the brush to create a nice little blend in between the two colors. And get them nice and coordinated. There we go. And then we already have a little bit of that pink and the magenta mixed in. A different hue. And just mix in that top color. But you see how much easier it is to just blend with this brush? I mean, like a dream. Like a dream. All right. No, Connie, actually I stopped drinking that. Like it's still sitting there. It just wasn't giving, I don't know if it's like it is a placebo thing. It's a mental thing. Like if I know that it's not caffeinated coffee being made out of a machine, my brain does not compute with the coffee. Does that make sense? It does not compute with the fact that it's coffee. I needed to hear the sound of the machine going. I needed to hear the smell of the house be filled with the scent of coffee. I don't know. It wasn't doing, I don't know if it's because I wasn't consistent with it, but it was not giving me all of the benefits, that everybody, like I fell into the hype of the mushroom coffee and I was just kind of like, whatever about it. I still have it though. But right now I am drinking the K-Cups, the IHOP buttery syrup flavor. The best. I have to order it off of Amazon though because I can't find it anywhere. Going in with some white. I might just use the brush to kind of drag it down. Maybe we want to do it over here too. You know what I cannot wait for? I cannot wait to add shimmer to this. This is going to be so pretty with the shimmer. Use the brush to kind of scruff it out, grab some water, and blend it out. All right. Oh yeah, Elizabeth, go get some sleep, girl. We'll still be here. I will post and check. My husband's taking his truck in tomorrow to get some work done on it. I just don't remember what time, but I will post an event for tomorrow's live after we get off of this one, after I double check with him. How thin your acrylic paint is? Very thin, girl. Very thin. Let me see. So what kind of paint are you using in comparison, Jane? What brand are you using? This is very, very thin. I mean, like almost water thin. Let me get another brush. I have about 1 million brushes and I can never find one that I like. Let me see. I need a good like demo brush. This is a good demo brush. So it's, look, that's how thin my paint is. Like water. This is as thick as it gets, and even then it's still pretty smooth. This one's been sitting here for a while. And it started to harden up at the top, so I just break the jelly a little bit, and this is what it usually looks like. And it's not for everybody, so that's why I always say, I know everybody has different paint brands, and they have, sorry, I bumped into my phone stand. Everybody has different preferences for how they paint. I just have learned that blending is so much easier when you have fluid paints. And the difference is, like, these are the Liquitex basic acrylics, right? You can see the difference when you, hold on, let me show you this. So when you go and you get it out the, oh my God, that just shot out. When you get it out the tube, right, it's thick. It will sit on your finger. It's a thick bodied paint, right? We're definitely gonna need that later. Like Wanda's neons, you bring it out and it is like very fluid. Hold on, I got a clog. Very fluid, very creamy, very it almost feels like foundation. Like a BB cream, like a light. Let me put this into terms that you guys can feel with textures. How about that? So that is like a light BB cream. Wanda's gouaches. It's light, it's smooth, it's creamy, right? If you need extra duty coverage, this is your palette. If you want like a light, airy feel that's easy to blend with, fluid. It has to have the fluid. These are very, very fluid. Very like, I wouldn't say they're like watercolors because they're thick enough to where you can still build your layers, but they're not thick enough to where they're gonna be leaving chunky streaks or they're gonna make it difficult to blend. Ever since I switched to fluid acrylics, I switched let me see, 2000 and I switched in 2022 and I've never come back. Yes, yeah, I used to paint with apple barrel, and they used to get chunky or they dry too fast. The fluid acrylics stay wet a little bit longer, and it also helps to have the wet palette as well. Bye, Terry. Thank you for putting up with me and for sticking around. I hope you have a good night. I'm probably gonna go till about 8:30. I'm gonna try to finish at least this flower. Okay, I need to stop blabbing over here. Jesus. Okay, but see, that's the fun part about being on lives is that you guys can ask questions and I can show you like in real time what I mean. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of this neon pink that I just put down on my palette. Give it a little pop of color, using the side of my brush to kind of brush it out. And the bristles are kind of separated a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. I'm just gonna use the edge to bristles to kind of fan it out, give it some texture. And then I'm going to grab my liner brush and that gray purple mixture that we did. That's the color that I'm using. Another really great reason to invest in a wet palette, because then you won't have to constantly be mixing the colors that you just had. You won't. And when I'm doing it, also, short break, I'm blending in the direction that the petal is going, okay? Like, I'm making the lines in the direction that the petal is going. So I'm not going straight up, I'm not going side to side, I am moving with the direction of the petal. So yeah, that's the benefits to having a wet palette, is having your paints moist at any time that you need them. I'm gonna go in with that alizarin crimson, and on one side of the lines, I'm gonna put just a little dash of color going through them. A little dash of that pink so that it all kind of connects. Very light strokes, okay? And then I'm gonna create another little, what's like a ridge here. So go in with some of that hot pink, mix in a little bit of white, and create your ridge. Have it go down. Maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of white to it. And tomorrow when I pick back up, I am gonna just jump right in, okay? We already got the palette, we already got the colors mixed. So that way this doesn't drag on too long either, because I know that they can get annoying when they drag on for too long, because Diana's blabbing on, or, you know, I like to talk. You guys know I'm a talker. Ooh, Jane, if you use a Wanda's acrylic, that's a fluid acrylic.
That's that is the consistency that I paint with now. All right, and then I'm gonna darken. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit and darken the undertone of that ridge. Give it a little boost up, pop it up, make it a little 3D. I said that this is gonna be cherry blossoms, but you know, they're not looking so cherry blossomy. It's fine, but not looking cherry blossomy. Maybe I want to mix a mixture of pinks. Give it a little pizzazz, like a little salmon color. All right. So again, with the alizarin crimson hue permanent, I'm gonna draw my little shadow the same way that we did over here. And that's just how you gotta take it. You just gotta take it petal by petal, literally. And then I may start using some white. I haven't rinsed my brush off. I just grabbed some white. And then kind of use that to blend out any harsh lines. I'm not trying to blend like completely into it. Just trying to give it a little bit of a smoother transition there. Okay. This petal's bugging me. I feel like it needs to be a little bit sharper here, like that. See, and you can just keep going back, keep adding to your petals. Watch, by the time you realize that your petal's gonna be like all the way down here. All right, so let's line the top of this little crescent that we did here. Like that. And let's go in with some hot pink. I might mix a little bit of the hot pink and the darker magenta, maybe a little bit of Wanda's magenta too. See what kind of color that gives us. Thanks for sticking it out with me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just kidding. Honestly, I don't pay attention to the subscriptions. I probably should. I should probably check my YouTube more often because I'm pretty sure I've ignored a couple of questions without realizing it. I'm just like, I don't know. Just social media kind of overwhelms me sometimes, which I'm sure you guys can relate to. It just gets so busy. I forget to text back, or I just, you know, there's some of you guys know I take like days sometimes to text back. Julie, if you're still watching, you know. I am a mess. I'm a mess. So I'm grabbing some of that purple that we mixed up. I think it was just this color, a little bit of this color, maybe a little bit of white. Let's have some fun with it. Let's add a little bit more pink. Let's use up some of this hot pink over here. And maybe a lot more white. Okay. And we're gonna use that as our basis. Add a little bit of that bottom pink and purple mix. And blend it out. I'm laying my color down and then I'm grabbing my little fluffy brush. If this video doesn't convince you to buy those brushes, I don't know what will. Do it. Invest in yourself. Invest in your art. Grabbing a little bit of magenta. Let's create a little middle stroke here. As you can tell, that's how we are dividing our flower petals. A little bit of white down here at the edge. And it's too wet, which is sometimes the downfall to painting with fluid acrylics. So sometimes you are not going to get clean blending if you have too much water, if you have too much paint, if they've been sitting in your wet palette for too long. They could very well get too wet, and then you have to wait for them to dry, which is a pain. I'm going to create a little white line on top. Because you got to remember where your light's coming from. I'm starting to get nasally because I've been talking too much. I'm going to create a little line, maybe about from halfway here to down here. And then let's outline the top of that. Why do so many of my petals look like butts? Like, what is going on? A little bit of white over here. Outline here. And drag that color down. And then let's do a little bit of dark purple lines here, the purple and gray mix that we did. Oh, let me water it down. Oh, I think I picked up the wrong brush. Curve it this way, swoop it in. Add a couple of pink highlights. Honestly, flowers is just adding pops of color here and there. That's all it is. Maybe a little bit more hot pink here as you get closer to the center. Maybe you want to add a little bit of more gray lines over here. I think this was my really thin brush. Hold on. I really hate not having like reliable fine liners. Okay. A little bit more pink, white mixture. Just keep adding those colors, guys. Flowers like this are a little bit hard to, I guess, explain because you gotta feel it. Just feel it. Just work on it step by step. Petal by petal. Don't look at the whole flower, just look at it by the petal. Okay? All right. So I'm going to also highlight over here a little bit more to make it a little bit brighter. And then I am going to use a little bit of a darker purple, black, and gray mixture. Just adding a little bit more black to it so that I can water it down here. Laid my color down, rinse my brush off, grabbing the excess off, and then using the water that's on the brush to create a shadow. Okay? So, we're going to fine line this. Oh God, I'm on 2%. Emergency. Okay. Oh my God. I was on 2%, y'all. Golly. Am I still there? Am I good now? Somebody tell me. My phone was on 2%. I almost died in the middle of a live. Everybody good? Okay, yeah, I guess the comments were like frozen up for me. All right. Sounds bueno. Okay, I'm going to grab my fine liner. Let's go in with some dark purple. I'm going to use some dark purple and maybe some brown. That sounds good. So we don't want it to be like pitch black either, okay? Now, this is where this little, what are we calling these? What are these called? I don't know what they're called yet. We're going to be using this little section here to kind of create our line for where our inner flower is going to go, right? So we know that this is going to come up here. And it's going to curve out like this. And I'm just going to leave it flat like that. If you want to smooth that out, Remember, you can always just add color in if you're, oops, wrong color. You can always just add color in, you know, once it's dried. If you want to go back in and add the color, don't be afraid to go back and fix your stuff. Work on it little by little as you're watching, as you're painting. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Let me zoom in here. How am I gonna do this? How do I teach this? Okay, if you don't have it already, grab some unbleached titanium, which is like a very, very peachy yellow, very, very light yellow, not peachy, like a tan color. Like an ugly tan color though, not like a pretty, I just got back from the beach tan. This is like a, we're gonna put you in a military facility tan right here. Let me say military because that's literally the color of my walls here. All right. Hey, Miss Cindy, are you painting? I know I said hi to you earlier. Well, Bruno has been very quiet tonight. Oh, Brewski. He's knocked out over there. All right. Is this dry yet? Hello? Not dry yet. Okay, I need my fine liner for this. Honestly, I'm probably just going to finish this little flower and then I will save the rest for tomorrow. How do I always do this? I'm always like, I'm going to go live and it's going to be a really quick, really easy rock. And then here I am 2 hours later. Why does this always happen? Because I talk too much. All right, so this is what I'm going to do, right? I have my fine liner. Now, bear with me. I don't know why I do this. I don't know what benefit it does, but this is what I do when I'm painting like little things inside of flowers, right? So I'll roll my entire brush in it. I'll, you know, get the excess off. And then I will dip, kind of like you're injecting the white like that, all right? I don't know why. It just works. And then I'm gonna start to paint my little thingamabobs. I'm gonna start to, okay, I guess this did not work this time for me. It usually like blends with the pink, but I think I did too much white. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I did way too much white. So I'm gonna be adding a little bit of pink down here to the bottom so that it kind of is protruding up. And then we're gonna shade that so that it blends in a little bit better. But I am gonna dip, I have not rinsed my brush off. I'm gonna dip it into the unbleached titanium. And then I'm going to create a couple of longer stems up here that are gonna go out from the flower. See, like right now, I currently have no one more is the wicked, wicked, you know? Have you guys watched Wicked? Is anybody else as obsessed with that movie as I am? Am I the only? It's just me and Tony. Me and Tony are obsessed with it. My kids are even starting to get sick of it. Let me tell you, when I took my daughter to go watch it, right, she was like all about it. She was all about the Wicked, all about everything Alphabet, everything Glinda. And we watched it about 100 times. This is probably where I messed up. We've watched it probably, I'm not even kidding, about 100 times. And we started doing family karaoke nights on Fridays. Because we got this like little cute portable karaoke machine off of Amazon for like, I think it was like 20 bucks. And they've been having a blast. Well, tell me why, right? It was my turn to choose a song. And of course, I had to do Defying Gravity. My daughter was like, again, Mom? I could not believe the nerve. I could not believe the nerve. You are not the daughter I raised. All right, so gonna grab a little bit of black and a little bit of brown, wiping out the excess. I don't want it to be too dark, so I might just dip into this. I have black on my brush, dipping into some of this burnt sienna. It's like a cherry red. I just want a dark color to go in between these lines. And look, my hands are shaking. I don't know if you guys can see. My hands are definitely shaking. I'm just gonna go up here to the tips, right there, and create little tiny lines. Let me do this up close on camera so you can see. Create little definition lines. I'm not lining the entire thing, just the tops. Just makes it look like there's a lot more than there is, right? And then once we get to the top, I'm just gonna go in with straight black and do a quick little swoop on a couple of these. If you lose track of all of them, don't worry. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of a thicker fine liner, because there are different types of fine liners that you know, have on hand. Some of them have been worn out. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one instead. Let me see. What does this edge look like? I cut them all so differently. Sometimes I'll cut jagged. It depends on what I'm doing, honestly. Okay, so for the yellow, oh my God, look, that's how wet they are. They got mixed in together. For the yellow, I'm going to grab some, it's like a golden canary yellow. It's actually this yellow from Pro Acrylic. Oh, it's right here. Duh. Warm yellow. It's like a golden, I've had the hiccups all life. Cadmium yellow. That's another good equivalent. So I'm gonna grab some of that. Just a little kiss of green. Tiny little kiss of green. And a kiss of the raw sienna. We're trying to make like an olive yellow mustard situation type here, okay? And all I'm gonna do is, on top of every little black thing that I did, I'm gonna put some of the like a puce color, I guess. And why are we doing it a puce color? Because you don't want it to be too fake looking, right? You want to have some of those earthy tones in there with like a little hint of green, a little hint of brown, but still maintaining that it's, you know, the tip of the flower. And then from here, I'm just gonna grab a little smidge of white. I mean, I have the tiniest smidge. And I'm just gonna create a little highlight up at the top. And these are very, very small, very slight movements, okay? And I will be adding, the picture doesn't have it, but I know that cherry blossoms usually have little like dots, right? Am I wrong in that? Am I wrong in assuming that? Let me Google it. Hold on just a second. What am I Googling? Cherry blossom. Let's see a picture of one. Yeah, they usually have, or you know what? I think that those little things are actually this little stuff. Okay. Well, if you want to make a couple of them coming down, let me see. Let me be the tester. Let me see how weird it would look if we made a couple of them. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. Let's just have them go one direction. I mean, it looks like they have spots, but it's these little thingies. All right. And Claudia says Wicked was good. I think that's what she was saying. Okay, this is where we are so far. I'm going to be adding water droplets to it. Should I do that now? Or should I just do it later in case I get lazy and I don't want to do water droplets anymore? I mean, I guess it could. Let me figure out how to explain this. No, I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, so this is what we have so far, okay? Tomorrow we will go ahead and finish this. We will finish, well, if you want to do the stem, let's do the stem right now. Because that's something that we can knock out of the way and have one less thing to do tomorrow. I can go another like 10 minutes before I crash out. Before I crash out. I've been dying. So I started this piece this morning. So let me tell you guys how I get my inspiration, right? I'm a very, very anxious person. I am mixing some brown with some navy blue, by the way. Brown and navy blue. Just regular brown and navy blue. I'm a very, very anxious person. I suffer from a lot of anxiety, depression, etc. You know the drill. In this day and age, like, who doesn't, right? Not the first, won't be the last. I detox from my day every day when my kids go to bed, and my husband's upstairs, he'll play his video game or whatever with his friends from work, because that's how he decompresses, and I respect that, and he respects my decompression, which is usually reading a little smut book or whatever, and painting, or I will watch TikToks. And so usually my TikToks that I watch, I try to get my algorithm to show me cute animals, whatever, yada yada. So all of that to say that last night I was watching this video of this owl. This lady just became friends with a random owl in her neighborhood, and I was like, why does stuff like that never happen to me? Like, why am I not friends with an owl right now, right? So I went down this rabbit hole of owl videos, obviously. And then from here, I have still paint on my brush. I'm not going to rinse it, but I am going to be dipping into that is it burnt or raw? Burnt sienna. It's like a brick red. And I'm going to highlight up here. Anyway, so I went into this whole rabbit hole of owls, right? And I am absolutely, it's one of those things where you know what it is. You've obviously heard of an owl. You've seen owls. But have you ever really seen an owl? You know what I mean? Like, you see something and it's on TV and you're just kind of there like, yeah, whatever. Like, let's say you see the world's biggest hamburger on TV or whatever, and you're like, okay, cool, that's a big hamburger. But then you see the hamburger and you're like, holy cow, you can see the grease rolling off of it. You can see the cheese melting in real time, So anyway, this video of this owl was insane. I mean, the eyes were just golly, it looked like a doll. It looked like one of those dolls that has the eye, one eye half open, one eye half shut. Anyway, long story short, because if not, I will go off into a million side stories. I started working on this piece last night, coming up with the idea for it, what stone am I going to paint it on, what type of owl am I choosing, what colors am I going to choose, and I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek because I want to share this with somebody, and I'm super excited. Not that, I haven't already shared this with a couple of my friends, but I started this owl piece, and I'm super excited to finish it, but I obviously am not done with it, and I don't know if I want to share it anymore. I'm self-conscious about my stuff. But anyway, sorry, I grabbed a little bit of red and I'm over here adding some red highlight, adding some color to that trunk, right? I have imposter syndrome, really, really bad. I'm super confident in something, and then I'll look at it and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm not that good, which I never have thought that I was that good or whatever, but sometimes you're just proud of your work, and then you want to show it off and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not perfect yet, So I am highlighting over here with a baby blue. I'm going up around this branch, highlighting with baby blue. I kind of just went rogue and started doing my own thing. Highlight, and we are highlighting where the light is hidden. Don't forget, this one's going to be a little bit brighter than this side. This is just going to be a very, very thin line, as thin as you can make it. And then this side is going to be a little bit chunkier, okay? I usually don't share my art before I'm ready to release it or whatever, and I'm still working on this one, okay? It took me a really long time to scrape it, And obviously I'm gonna have to like scrape around, because this is what I do, right? So like when I'm painting on like a selenite or something, I will lay down like a general area of where my stuff is gonna go, and I'll base paint it white so that when you shine it up into the light, it doesn't shone through. And then I will scrape the excess. Like you can see like my scrape marks of, you know, once I sketch my stuff out and I start scraping it around it. So like I'm gonna have a lot of scraping to do on this one, because this was like my general area for my flowers, and then I kind of got them sketched out or whatever. So this is the new piece that I'm working on. I'm super excited for it. I'm obviously not anywhere near done. I'm still working on the ears, still working on everything. It's just one of those things where I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning because I was like, I'm gonna sketch it, I'm gonna base paint it, I'm gonna do this, you know, yada yada. And then I just didn't have time today because I went on a field trip, and then I was like, oh, I really want to do a tutorial. There's just never enough time to do it all. There's just never enough time to do it all. So I will eventually finish that one. Oh, I know, Tony. Tony, I always show Tony my stuff. Hey, Deanie, I'm painting on a Santorini stone. It's just a regular Santorini. Oh, thank you guys. I'm very looking forward to finishing that one. I mean, if you guys would be down, I sincerely would probably go live just to like finish painting this on live. But this is one of like my original artworks that I like. You know, I'm trying to work on my birds now. The floral portion of it. I go in waves at the stuff that I want to experiment with, and I don't think that you should ever hold yourself captive in this one. You know, like if you can do cute animals, and do your cute animals, which I go through my phases of wanting to do cute animals, and then I'll go through my phases of wanting to do my neons, and I don't know, I can't keep up with the same. But right now I'm very, very much enjoying florals, so you will see a lot of those. Hold up, that you met Shonda? What? Yes, please send me that photo. I would love to. I'm gonna send you that video. I'll probably post it on my Facebook page. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, I'll probably end up posting the video so that you guys can see how trippy this owl was. It was gorgeous. It was just at the beautiful. Oh, that's where my inspirations come from, my TikToks. Long story short, moral of the story is. All right. So I think that's it for tonight. I'm done. I'm really, really tired, guys. I thought that I could go on and finish this, but man, I was not expecting to be as tired as I was from talking so much today. That field trip whooped my butt. I will be back tomorrow, probably around, I'm going to do it early. I'm going to do it early because I want to have enough time, right? And my husband, I'm pretty sure, I think he's going to go to the auto shop at like noon. It might be 1 or noon. I don't know. It's undecided at this moment, but he's going to go do that. So I want to go live before he does, because in the afternoon, I don't know, maybe I'll go live all day. Who knows? We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. But if you guys painted along with me tonight, okay, and if you're here, I want you to send me a message, okay, with the word wicked. Just send me wicked. And this is only going to count up to 10 minutes after I end this live. So up until 9. We'll let it go until 9 p.m. Central. If you message me with the word wicked, you will be entered into a drawing for, let's do 3 magnets. Into a drawing for 3 magnets. I have a couple of varieties here somewhere. I'll have to look for them. I thought I had them right here, but I guess I don't. You'll be entered into a drawing for 3 magnets. Connie, okay, Connie is out here. She's quick. She's on it. And then the giveaway for the rock, I will extend out. Well, let me finish first. Let me see how long this tutorial takes, and then I'll give you guys like about a week to get it completed, and then you'll be entered into a drawing for that. I know it's just like magnet. I'm sorry that's like all I can give sometimes. Like I wish that I could give you guys like a $100 Amazon gift card or something like that. But you know, stay at home mom, 1 income. I am trying to do what I can. So, that's only obviously, of course, if you want to be entered in. And I will give the winner dibs on which magnets they want. I'll show you guys. So message me until 9 o'clock. Anything after 9 o'clock today, April the 16th, does not count. Marvin, I want to see the Marvin. Hey, Anna. Hello, Wanda. Amy, message me so that I can keep track of it in my messages. I'm watching but not painting until tomorrow. Oh, there you go. See, now if you guys didn't have time to catch up, now you have time to catch up for tomorrow. So oh, and then I haven't even showed you guys. I wanted to show off my Wanda paints, but I'll show those off tomorrow. I got a package from Wanda, and let me tell y'all, they are insane. I'm just gonna share it because why not? What else am I doing? Look at these. No, like really look at these. I'm so they're brand new. I have not opened them. I had plans to use these for the stem. I specifically wanted to paint these because I really wanted to use these colors. And then look. Hold on, let me take the phone off of this. Look at this. No, like look at this. Oh my God, I'm so excited to use this. I'm excited to use these. Look at these. God. Olive green, like just gorgeous, gorgeous. So let me show you guys one of these. This is what I'm going to be using tomorrow. If you guys have this one, I'm excited to use this on the petals. And let's empty them out. Ooh. I'll do a swatch tomorrow. Like, look at this. Look at how pretty. I'm going to use this one for the inside right here. Right here. You see the purples? You see how it's all going to start to come together? It's going to be super cool. All right. I'm out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. If you guys aren't friends with me on Facebook, feel free to send me a Facebook request. I am always here. I'm gonna be brave. I'm just going to turn the camera around. Hello, everybody. This is me. I'm a hot mess today. Okay, I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a good night.